Like, God is good, brother. God is good. The grace is good. And, the money follows. The money follows grace. It doesn't follow greed. I'll say that again.
Mm,
Money follows
well said.
grace. It doesn't follow greed. So it's all good. It's all good.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson. And today I'm joined by Dave Seymour, who's been making some serious moves in real estate investing now for the last 15 years. Dave, welcome in, man. Glad to have you.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for our call today. You've been doing this business quite some time, but here recently you found a section that not only pays that financial paycheck really well, but it is absolutely paying that emotional paycheck in deep, deep ways for you. And I love it when that happens in real estate. It's a unique industry where you can tie those two together. So let's dive in on that, man. For folks who aren't familiar with you yet, tell us a little more about yourself and what your main focus is right now.
Yeah, we're in a mission-based process right now. I'm going to be frank with you. I really am. It's finances are nice, right? Money's great, but one of my mentors many years ago used to say to me, "What if you could do great works and make great money? What would that feel like?" And I've done that throughout my career to some extent or another, but I'm in a position today where I am all in, if you will. I'm involved with sober living. It's a transition between rehab or a detox, as some people would refer to it, and then somebody getting out into some after programs or transitioning back into community after suffering the grips of many kinds of addictions. If I asked everybody who listens to this call, think of one person who's been touched and been devastated by drugs and or alcohol in their lives. The sad fact is it's an egregious number in the sense of it's such a rampant disease within our society. So what if I could not only help, what if I could not only help transition folks through that hard period of time of actually removing the chemicals from their body, giving them a safe environment in which to live, and now transitioning back and rebuilding their lives? What would that look like? And I was approached by a couple of guys recently, and I said, yeah, let me look first, right? I'm a periphery guy. I want to do my own personal due diligence first. And it ticked all the boxes with regard to the business component. But again, brother, it was the emotional piece, the heart of what this business does that really attracted me. So I'm super stoked for where we are today. I really am.
Love that, man. And I love the question your mentor asked, because I think everybody needs to answer that for themselves. Because money will only do it for you for a little bit. I know plenty of people who make a ton of money and they're absolutely unhappy, right?
Yeah,
I
for
keep
sure.
A Jim Carrey statue right here because one of my favorite quotes of his was, "I wish everybody could get rich and famous to realize that ain't it. That's not the thing that
Yeah.
does it." Like it's here. It's an individual journey
Mhm,
for each of us
mhm,
to find that
mhm.
life that we want. And like you're saying, man, when you were asking that question, I could think of two quick people I know that aren't here anymore
Yep,
because of
yep.
alcoholism. right? Because of
Yeah.
suffering from that thing, and it touches everybody. And
Mm. Mm.
one of the things I personally love about real estate is in its deepest layers, it is a human transaction. It's are we
Yeah.
dealing with walls and wood and stuff? Yes, but as that is just a vehicle by which a human being uses our product and allows us to earn
Mhm.
our living and do the things. And when you
Mm.
are able to tap into markets like you're talking about, where this isn't just good math, right? As investors, we always have good math. It's not just good math. It's a good deed. It is a good, like you're saying, mission-based investing where
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
the byproduct of earning a lot of money changes the trajectory of families. It changes, it reverberates out into society in a way where honestly, we won't know the effect for 30 or 40 years really until you hear later stories of someone's kid that was like, my dad tells me where he was here and then he was here and then now he's here because of that. Like, oh, talk about getting me
Mhm.
pumped up, man. Like
Mhm.
that is, we were talking a little bit about faith things before. And, the golden rule is, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. I've adjusted a little myself to understand, you know what? Whatever you really want, give that away. If you can
Yes.
give that away, it'll come back to you. Like, what do you really, really
Yes.
want to do? Figure out how to give that away, and boom, it's going to come back. Right. So you provide that world, that life, that house for people to move into that allows them to. And I want to dip in on this a little bit, but as we go through your story, but it's not just the house, there's other programs that are involved with it. So it's like what I love is it's a business plan for the person themselves too. There's a path laid out to get better, right? Because it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just,
yeah.
hey, here's a place to live, good luck. No, no, no. It's here's a place. Here's your next step. Here's that next step because I don't believe it's a straight line journey, right? Having just watched people
Mm.
go through it. It's real life that you walk through and having a place like this.
Yeah, it's you're walking through the valley of the shadow, brother. I mean,
That's it.
it really is. Look, I'll be 60 years old this year, and I was 23 years old when the grace of God came into my life and removed that obsession. But it had taken me from one side of the world to the other, like the draw, the
Mm,
pull of the dark side of this stuff is just such a beast. It's an animal in and of itself. And when I got sober at 23, let's be honest, I'm a kid, man. I'm a kid. I'd left everything that I knew back in England, where I was born and where I grew up, and I'm in the mountains of Wheeling, West Virginia. I mean, that's alcoholism. How do you go from London, England, to Wheeling, by God, West Virginia? I would tell you I made some really intelligent business decisions to get there, but no, it was booze, it was drugs, it was sex, it was rock and roll. I was chasing my first American wife. I mean, just amazing the journey that booze and drugs has taken me on. So now when you fast forward to that at 23, 24 years old, when I first got sober, there were no cell phones. There was no internet. We were a bunch of guys in basements of churches filled with smoke and little books where we could find meetings. And there was a lot of coffee, there was a lot of fighting, there was a lot of shouting. But there wasn't the focus and the attention, like the clinical medical attention to this illness. I didn't hear it when I was 23 years old. But through the grace of God, I stayed no matter what. They used to say to me, bring the body, David, and the mind will follow, is what they said. Come along with us. Take a cup of coffee. Sit down. Do 90 meetings in 90 days. Keep your mouth shut. Listen to learn and learn to listen. Take the cotton wool out of your ears and stick it in your mouth. If you want what we have, do what we do. Follow us. Still chokes me up. Follow us. Follow us. We found a way. And as the medical world, if you will, has caught up to what this really is, the sober living environment, that transition piece between.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Detoxing from the chemicals, like I said, and then being back into society. That world is a world that supplies comfort and care to men who are beginning to learn how to grow up again. The old timers used to say to me, Dave, it's time to take off the short pants and put on the long pants, right? Grow up, kid. Nobody is going to give you a parade because you went to work. You're supposed to, right? Your wife is not supposed to give you a parade because you helped clean the house and took care of the kids. Like the child inside the man that was always looking for love and attention through and didn't get it, so it was booze and drugs was the answer to the solution to the problem. So in that sober living world, they get that opportunity to have this quality of conversation that you and I are having, right? Like, I know you understand. I'm sure there's somebody in your life who's been touched. I can feel that. I sense that. I know that. Somebody you cared about was taken away because of this thing. So when you can resonate with somebody at that level, it's real strong in that men's living environment. And what happens is you begin to see the miracle of one alcoholic addict helping another one. And that was the defining moment in the 12-step movement, was the fact that they had tried sanitariums, they had tried, electrocuting the brain, they had tried all of these horrendous, things to solve the dilemma of the drunk and the addict, and they couldn't do it until two guys got together and they had an honest dialogue and an honest conversation. The grace of God entered their lives, and so started this journey, which is where we are today. So sober living takes care of the connectivity that you need. Sober living takes care of community, understanding, brotherhood, locked together, brothers in arms, right? Is how I feel about it. And look, I'm sober a long time, but there's nothing I enjoy more than going back to one of our sober houses on a Sunday night and doing the house meet and listening to the guys and sharing some experience and growing those relationships and just champion each other back into back into life. So
Right.
strong. Now when they're doing that, a lot of guys need more. And the business, so there's my business hat and there's my sober hat, right? So now I put on the business hat. The business hat, I can put 17 to 20 gentlemen sober living experience into a large multifamily property, usually just one building. And in Massachusetts, the going rate for a sober bed is $300 per week per bed. Well, if I could we'll use 20 beds, for example. If I could put 20 beds in a building at $300 a week, do the math. The cash flow alone off of that building sustains itself. Now, we're building out the clinical piece, which is a licensed clinician to oversee what are called IOP programs, which is intensive outpatient. And this is a structured 3 times a week program that they follow under the direction of a clinician. And that is then fulfilled by somebody like myself. I understand sobriety. I understand recovery, right? That person may do a 1 hour or a 2 hour, either a Zoom conversation, or think of it almost like therapy without a therapist, right? It's that connectivity again, one-on-one. A lot of 12-step programs talk about that sponsorship component. I sponsored tons of guys over the years. So we do that one-on-one 3 times a week. Well, now that is an insurance pay. A lot of guys still have good insurance from their employers, et cetera, et cetera. So now the insurance companies step in, and the insurance companies compensate those 3 times a week, anywhere between $700 to $3,000 a day per guy.
Wow.
So now do the math. And on a 50-bed sober living facility, on average, 15 to 20% of that population is also in IOP. So do the math on that. Now it gets to be an incredibly powerful business model with a
Right.
better heart than any other business I've ever touched. And just for those of you that like numbers from an investment standpoint, I had my financial team put together the pro forma of the building that we're in contract on right now, 20-bed unit. Put together the pro forma, $300. We're buying this building for 1.3 million.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I said, show me that pro forma, including the clinical services. Add an extra 500 to build out the clinical services piece. Now show me that pro forma. It came out to be a 24 equity multiple on an investment capital. I said to my guys, I said, I can't put that in the market, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it because nobody's going to believe it, right? It's got to be a scam. 24X. Who's that guy? Cardone?
Don't.
Is it
Yeah.
10X? Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, right? Mr. Wonderful. He's up there with his 10X philosophies. Sober living with clinical services is a 24X. It's almost venture capital money, right? So I said to the guys, take that out of the equation. What does it look like? What's the very best we could give an investor, in a loan profile, just a straight up loan, a second lien position on the real estate alone? What does that look like with cash flow? And, we're putting out 14% on money for a 24-month run, guaranteed, because it's a loan. It's got lien positions, its value is in the real estate. So when you start looking at the economics, it gets to be really, really interesting. But again, another one of my mentors said to me, Dave, if you put people first and profits second, you will always win. And I've never
Always.
forgotten that. But these profits are strong. You know what I mean?
Right.
How many of these sober living facilities, David, do you want to put into the marketplace now to help? And the answer is as many as we can, as quick as we can. Right. So yeah, that's the quick down and dirty on what the business looks like.
Well, and it just shows you, man, like you don't have to give up people to make profit. And I think we're in
For
a
sure.
time of business, especially in America, where that idea is being rooted more and more and more, in my opinion, where we figured out how to make money, y'all. People have known how to do it for a long time. And then folks kind of got sick of it, right? There's PhDs in how to sell you stuff and how to do all these things, but that
Yeah.
authenticity is gone. And it was the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I remember I was listening to it on the way home from my pop's funeral. And he's listening to the book. I mean, it's a weird time to be listening, but I'm just like in this open space, like listening to this book, driving my family in the quiet. And he's talking. He says, the secret to all this is you just have to actually care. If you'll actually care
Yes.
about the person, money will never be your problem. And I was like, that's a fascinating way to look at this. What if you make that shift? And in my own world, when I did, everything got simpler. It's way easier just to tell somebody the truth. Like it's, hey, here's what it is. Here's what it ain't. This is what it does. This is what it doesn't do. What are your thoughts? Does that line up with you? Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, great, man. This is the direction. Let's go this way.
Yeah.
Because
Let's go this
in
way.
the end, we said it earlier, at the base level, especially real estate, it's a human business. Everything about it. It's a team sport to get a deal done. It's a team sport to serve your tenants or whatever it is that you're doing. It all comes down to a person enjoying that space. And when you can really understand that, now when you're talking about outcomes, and yours are different, your outcome isn't a happy tenant. It's someone rehabilitated back into society that can now live in a way where they've graduated, they overcame all these things, and now they're moving on. I mean, it's a beautiful commodity to trade in that you also get paid for. And that's like
It's a
the thing
calling.
I want people to
It's
see.
a calling. Yeah, it's
Right.
a calling, right? I've turned away capital because the heart isn't aligned with the mission. Like there's plenty of money in the world, bro. There's plenty of
Mm,
money out there.
right.
Just because you can write a check, it doesn't mean you get to come be a part of this process. And I mean that sincerely. That's not just a line of BS. That's the reality of it. If the heart is aligned with the money, magic happens. See, when money sits still, it's like manure, right? It starts to stink. But if you can spread it around the
Right.
right way in the right environments
Right.
with heart behind it, it becomes a fertilizer, and beautiful things start to grow. It really does. It's like in the past year and a half that I've been, really leaning in and participating and learning not only the business component. I know the sobriety world, like I said, but I've seen guys. There's one guy from one of our sober houses. I pick him up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And, this is a man who has lived a horrific life, grew up in biker gangs up in New England. His family members were in the biker gangs. You know, crime was just part of the daily routine, violence part of the daily routine, abusing society, the opioid crisis, the fentanyl crisis, the oxy crisis. And this man has spent probably 30 years incarcerated, from 6 years to 2 years to 5 years, always chasing and running and scheming. And it's coming up on a year, bro. It's coming up
Wow.
on a year. Yeah, yeah. April 1st. Watch this man sit there and get a 1 year medallion. And it's the longest he's ever been. And the sharing that happens in that truck every morning at 6 o'clock. He says he wouldn't have done it without me. I know that to be not true. What I know is that's what keeps me on the path, bro. That's what keeps me in line. That's what keeps me humble. That's what keeps me trying to walk in the light. And it's funny. I said the other morning. I just said, I left my guys this morning to come do this podcast. Like, I got a crew. I got this crew of guys. Like, we're knuckle dragging sobriety guys, right? Watch out, here we come. And I left the meeting. We do a 7 to 8 o'clock a.m. up here in the Northeast meeting, and I left it early. And straight away, one of my guys, Mike, he's an Italian kid, served in the Iraq War, first war, carries a lot of challenges with that. But he's an Italian guy. He's all in velour, right? And we always say Mikey's velour to the floor, right? And it was coming around the meeting, and I had to leave. And Mikey texts me. He goes, "Wow," he said, "that must be the hardest thing you've done all day today." And I texted him back. I said, "What's that, Mike?" He said, "Leave the meeting when you had a chance to speak and share your wisdom. Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Stop it, dude." But you get a true brotherhood, man. If you think of that movie Band of Brothers and what that was like that's what we do in the sober living world. We will go anywhere for any reason to rescue a brother and bring him back. Oh, and then for me, the blessing on top of blessings is I get to see these guys, not all of them, but some of them come to Christ. And I'm like, really? This same guy, this guy who grew up in a biker community is taking pictures of sunsets. That's that's
Right.
sending them to
Right.
me, bro. I'm like, brother, can you imagine if the guys behind the wall knew you were taking pictures of sunsets? He looks at me and he goes, "I'd have to kill you if you told them." You know what I mean? Like, God is good, brother. God is good. The grace is good. And, the money follows. The money follows grace. It doesn't follow greed. I'll say that again. Money follows
Well said.
grace. It doesn't follow greed. So it's all good. It's all good.
Well said, man. And it's you nailed it. It's community. And it's whatever you're going through. And what you're showing it is, and what I want listeners and viewers out there to see is we're specifically talking about sobriety this morning. So if that's what you're dealing with, it is not an alone journey. Just like real estate investing. It's
Sure.
not alone. We don't do this stuff alone. Nobody has ever done anything alone. And one thing I love about your story, Dave, and that anchors it is I appreciate people that have walked it and then help. Because when you're listening to those guys talk to you and they're listening to you, I mean, you're not just understanding from the outside. You know it from the dark underbelly. You understand it from the bottom up, which what that creates is the ability to have empathy, which is what our world desperately
Mm-hmm.
needs and someone
Mm-hmm.
that's walked
Mm-hmm.
the road, you create space for people in ways no one else can do. And that's what makes it so powerful is for the first time, you feel seen. You as a
Yeah.
person, you feel seen. No
Yeah.
one's looking at you as the biker gang guy. No one's looking at, they're
Yeah.
looking past that and
Yeah.
seeing,
Yeah.
chokes me up too, man. That human, they're just that
Yeah.
it's a real person back there, y'all. And it's there was an old Harvard debate captain. He used to open up every debate this way, and it really changed the way I thought. He said, if we can all accept that we have far more in common than we do different right now, this will all go much different. And he would just really
Amen.
mop the floor with his opponents because there's no, like, if you will accept that, like, wait, we have way more in common than we do different, it adjusts how you
Yeah.
discuss your differences. It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
it's not a combative thing. It's we're seeking understanding. It's to be,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that
Mm-hmm.
heart that has to connect to others. Cause even though we're all humans, I say it this way, we all come with the same ingredients, but not the same recipe. And
For
we learn
sure.
how to mix ours by working and being around people that learned how to mix theirs, right? I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. But weirdly enough, we can help each other do it for ourselves. And that lines up with what you're talking about, the two guys that discovered, hey, no one could beat this, but we can beat this together because we
That's it.
understand. And I can talk to
Yeah.
you when you're in your hardest moment. You can talk to me in mine. And that part you were talking about, this was pre-recording, is that trust. When you're in those situations, who you trust is very, very important because you don't just trust anybody. You don't just take anybody's word at that point. If they haven't walked it, their opinion matters very little. It's like asking somebody how
That's
to do
right.
multifamily if they've never done it. Like their opinion doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Okay. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
reality because that's
That's
all
it.
it is.
Yeah.
But man, when it's that real living leads, and it's the same way again we learn real estate. I learned it from mentors, someone who walked the road, who showed me what to do, that I could
Uh-huh.
trust their opinion.
Uh-huh.
That you
Uh-huh.
take that, break it away
Uh-huh.
anywhere and apply it to humans, and it's how we've come to own the world. Literally, it's us
Yeah.
being able to work
Amen.
together. So, man, I could
Amen.
go on about these kind of things. These are some of my favorite conversations in real estate because it is that impact that you're making. It's bigger than it all.
Uh-huh.
As someone who I was supposed to be dead 6 years ago based on my life experience. So someone who's still alive, man, I love it. It just, whoa, let's go. Let's fucking go. Like, get it done, man. So
I got you, brother. I got you.
Dave, thanks for being with us today. Thanks for sharing that story. For those that are listening and watching in that want to learn more about what you're doing, understand that process, and may have that heart to really connect with you, what's the best way for them to
Mm.
reach out to you?
Yeah, there's no like landing page and anonymity and hiding behind somebody answering the phone. I'm all transparency. So my personal email is the best way for folks who listen to this call get a hold of me. If it was a different conversation or a different call, they probably wouldn't get the personal email. So you can find me at Dave Seymour, which is my name, at Gmail. Dave Seymour Live, sorry, Dave Seymour, Live at gmail.com. Straight up old fashioned Gmail email. Shoot me an email and say, hey, I heard you on the show. Love to learn more. Ask for help. You got somebody that needs some love. I don't care where you're listening. We can find those resources because I'm sick and tired. I was a firefighter and a paramedic for 16 years before my real estate career. So I saw enough overdoses and DUIs and car wrecks and kids getting killed and hurt to last me a lifetime. I'm done with that. Stop hiding in the shadows. There's no shame in this. There is a way out. And if I can be a vehicle to help anybody on that journey, then I'm here. And then on the business side of it, you're not gonna go anywhere else and get this kind of quality of return profile with this much heart attached to it. It just doesn't exist because I've been looking for it for a long time.
Right,
Dave
man. I
Seymour
agree.
Live at Gmail.
Thank you for sharing that. For those that are listening and watching, check the show notes. Reach out. The same thing I say a lot on this show. Reach out to professionals we bring on. There's a reason they're doing it, they're living it. So whether you identified with this show, whichever way, if you have a struggle, if your family member, a friend, somebody has a struggle, reach out to Dave. That's why his email's there. If you want to learn more about the business side and this touched your heart, reach out to Dave. Just the same thing that saves these guys going through these programs is reaching out. So do the same thing. Take that action. What Jesus said, you have not because you ask not. Ask, reach out, touch base. So Dave, thanks again for being here, man. I appreciate you. I think we need more folks out there like yourself doing it the way you're doing it. Thank you so much.
Much love.
Thank you,
brother.
everybody
Thank you.
else. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody else that joined us today. We appreciate you being there. If you got value out of today's episode, please like this episode, share it with someone else that you think could get value out of it. And if you're not a subscriber yet, you know what to do. Click that button, follow along with us here. We've got more conversations coming up with operators just like Dave, folks out there building real businesses in the industry that actually make a difference. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.